Jared and Katie in the morning. Josie's in for Katie, who is not looking good. She took a coronavirus test and texted us yesterday like, I feel worse. That's normal, right? And we're like, whoa.
She said I took a Z-Pack, but it usually, you feel worse after taking that. We're all like, usually you feel 10 times
Yeah, you feel better like right away. But we hope she doesn't have it. We don't know yet. She took the test. We'll find out hopefully today, tomorrow. Or it takes a couple days.
Z-Pack does nothing for a hangover.
Jason, she's sick.
Jason is really sure or pretty positive it could be a hangover.
She's got a 6-7 day hangover.
If she does, she milked it pretty good.
If anyone's going to have a 6 or 7 day hangover, it's Katie.
It's Katie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm proud if that's what it is.
Yeah, she goes hard for sure when she does.
She can't come back until the test comes back.
Yeah.
She has to wait till the test comes back now.
Right, because she mentioned in the text she had a fever, and right away that triggers you can't come back to work, got to take a test, and then wait for the results. We're very careful here. Recently, at least. We're all learning as you're learning.
Yes.
Well, speaking of being careful, a couple's gender reveal party may cost them millions of dollars and jail time.
Ugh.
They had a pyrotechnic, explosion type thing to reveal a boy or a girl, and they had it at this very popular El Dorado Ranch in California. It's a park where people take fall photos. It's very popular, and it caught some trees on fire, and then it turned into a wildfire, and so far 10,000 acres have burned.
Oh, my gosh.
It's unreal.
And they're saying they might be on the hook for it, which is like, oh, man, it's an accident, though. They didn't set out to do it, but I guess...
Yeah, but...
This is where I'm weak on stuff like this. I'm like, it could happen to anybody.
If a guy runs in front of your car and you hit him and kill him, you're still charged with, most of the time with manslaughter. You may not serve time for it, but you still have to be charged with a crime.
If runs in front of my car, I don't know about that.
You can't avoid
but
it.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. If you do... Manslaughter could be like, if it's technically your fault, but you didn't mean it.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't premeditated or, or you weren't drunk or whatever. We do have our official attorney because I don't know about this one. Lisa Lanier. Good morning, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this family, at least the person who actually ignited the device, that's who will be charged. They actually face some very serious felony and misdemeanor charges. And it's not even the first time it's happened, believe it or not. In 2017, a very similar gender reveal party sparked a huge wildfire in Arizona. And that one burned over 50,000 acres and caused over $8 million in damage.
Oh, my gosh.
And that person was charged. Yeah, that person was charged, ended up entering a guilty plea, and was not actually ever going to serve any jail time, but had 5 years of probation and had to pay $8 million in restitution.
Oh,
so it's a big deal.
And on top of that, you have a brand new baby. Talk about being an expensive baby.
Right.
Jeez.
Oh, right. I got a baby. And when you live in that area, it's very different for us here because we don't live in an area that's plagued by wildfires. But for them, that is a very well-known fact that during wildfire season, you cannot do things that spark fires. And these folks used a smoke-generating pyrotechnic device, and there's a spark involved in that. And when they lit it, bam, the grass catches fire. They were in this park area, and so then the next thing you know, the fire very quickly jumps across to this big grassy ridge, and the next thing you know, it's a huge fire. So what happens is, under California law, even though it was an accident, they didn't intend to start this fire, their behavior is considered reckless under the law. And so that recklessness is what opens them up to these felony, and they face charges of arson, igniting the land, and violation of public resources. So criminal charges, fines, and restitution. So it's a big, big deal.
See, I could see more of the civil aspect, aspect where they are responsible monetarily for causing damages and stuff like that. I can see that. The criminal is just, to me, where's the intent?
No intent at all. And what kind of sucks, I don't know.
That's where recklessness comes in. That's where recklessness comes in. Your behavior, if it's extremely recklessness, it rises to the level of a certain intent. Because you're basically, they know that this is super dangerous and they're doing this anyway. And that level of recklessness is equivalent to intent under the law.
Well, because I don't know much about this smoke machine or whatever they use, this pyrotechnic that they use. I mean, could it be that it usually generates smoke that would be maybe pink or blue for gender reveal.
Yeah.
Do they know a spark is involved, or is it like inside the mechanism? I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
they had to use a lighter. They had to use a lighter on
never
that.
mind.
It's
Put 'em in jail.
But
yeah.
here's the thing: years and years and years ago, there was a very bad nightclub fire that was near my house in Rhode Island, literally where my sister was working next door, and almost went to that fire. But it's another story. And it was a great White concert, an '80s band. They had pyrotechnics that set the club on fire, and it went off. And they didn't have permission to do it, and it killed 100 people. It was horrible. And some people were criminally charged, but they were criminally charged because they knowingly broke the law that there wasn't supposed to be pyrotechnics, and they did it anyways. So, and I guess you can compare it to this couple knows that you're not supposed to have pyrotechnics in the park. If they knew, to me, it's very obvious at a small little restaurant, not set off in a huge explosion of pyrotechnics.
Right.
So I guess they would really have to know. Did they think it was a small? Could they their defense in court, Lisa, be? We didn't know it was like that. We thought it was a little fountain, something,
a little flame. Yeah.
I think the fact that they had to click the ignite, click the flame, it's pretty much it's gonna doom them, because you're not supposed to be doing stuff like that in Southern California during wildfire season. You just can't do it. I mean, they lit this thing. And I think it's a similar. My son's really into airsoft, and we get these. They call them smoke grenades, but you light them and throw them, and they, and smoke goes everywhere. And I think they just do something similar to that, but with pink or blue. And I mean, you would clearly know that you are playing with fire when you do that.
Yeah, and I guess, like you said, we can't relate to it here because we don't deal with wildfire season. Like, you have the whole season where it's like, this is very dangerous, so dry, anything can ignite. So it's hard to relate, because one of my brothers just lit off fireworks the other day. And I was like, why are you doing fireworks? He's like, we just had some extra ones. Didn't think twice about it.
Right.
But if you're in California, that could cause a massive wildfire. All right. Well, I feel sorry. I do feel sorry for this couple.
Yeah.
And or the guy who lit it. What if you're the friend, because that's the one getting charged? The couple said,
Yeah,
"That's what we want to do."
Exactly what we charge.
If it was me and Jared lit it, I'd be like, it's all him.
I know you would. That's the beat up.
I'm like a new baby.
As far as the criminal charges go, the person who did the igniting, the person who flicked the bic, so to speak, will be the one who gets charged. But it actually, for the civil, there are also civil lawsuits that could come out of this, totally separate from the criminal, because there are whole orchards and ranches and things that are being burned to the ground. And these folks, not only these folks, but their insurance companies may come after these people if they have assets. So, and it could be that actually those civil claims can be opened up against the family as a whole that planned the event, not just the person who did the igniting.
So the person that was next to us not considered an accomplice?
Yeah, I don't think that they would actually, with arson they could, but I don't think they will. I mean, typically in these they go just for the person who actually was dumb enough to start the fire.
All right. She's great. Official attorney of Jared and Katie in the Morning, Lisa Lanier. Thank you so much. If you're ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com.